Yo, are we live? Oh, wait. Yes, we're live. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a good Monday. I went 2-1 on the way. I had a solid Monday night. It wasn't like an explosive sweep or anything, but I made a few dollars. Can't be mad at it. Hopefully that continues on. A lot of college basketball tonight, and the college basketball season is heating up. I thoroughly was enjoying the shit out of that Kansas State game. A couple of my friends at the game, like not in our Discord, just friends from high school, and they were texting me about it. Like, college basketball is getting fun. And then this time of year, right before the All-Star break, is also when the NBA is kind of at a lull. This is probably the worst time of the NBA season. So it's going to be a fun college basketball few weeks here, or a couple months, I should say. All right. So, oh man, someone's saying SportsCenter's fired. NCCU was a terrible pick. I'll give the guy a break.
They just lost it late. It wasn't, and
it went to overtime. So
yeah, it's
all right. So I got 10 games lined up. So let's rip through it because we got NBA at 4. But I think 10 games, I think we should be able to cruise right through. First up, I got Andy queued up first because we're starting with the SEC. And Andy, the question I have about this game is what the hell is going on with this line? Because based on the numbers, based on what I'm looking at, and I don't follow the SEC as closely as you do, shouldn't South Carolina be laying 7 or 8 here?
Yes, I think they're a significantly better team, and I told you, I'm still not sold on Ole Miss. I don't know how to feel about them, but I don't think they are anywhere near as good as South Carolina. South Carolina, day in and day out, has proven they are a very good team, probably one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the SEC. I'm still not 1,000% sold on Ole Miss, so I'm definitely on SC. But I think a lot of people, and the reason this line is the way it is that they're just expecting SC at some point to lose that game they shouldn't lose.
You can say the same about Ole Miss, though, right?
Yeah, I think you can, but I think at some point Ole Miss kind of has to prove that they can beat somebody good. I think this is probably their best opportunity, right? But I think people are just expecting SC at some point to lose that game. They didn't lose it on Saturday. They won a road game at Tennessee and then a road game at Georgia. Those are 2 huge wins. Now you got Ole Miss. It should be easy for them, but I think a lot of people might be expecting a letdown. But I'm on SC. I don't expect it to be a letdown.
I'm putting SC up for me, and Doug Lane pretty much phrased exactly how I feel. Very weird line on this game. Doesn't scare me, though. I still like the Cocks. I'm on the Gamecocks, too. I'm on South Carolina. I feel like this line should be 7. But obviously, there's some sharp money coming in on Ole Miss, and I believe Toast is some of that sharp money because I'm pretty sure he likes to Ole Miss. So let's get him up here so he can – Scoop, your camera's going crazy. Let's get him up here so he can share his incorrect pick.
Yeah, wouldn't be a shocker the way this year's gone for me. I got 4.5. It's 3.5 now with the world on the other side, so I feel like I'm confident in what I have. Look, this is a time that Chris Beard I feel like he finally has this Mississippi team playing pretty damn well. They done well on the road in conference play? No, but Auburn and Tennessee, losing to Auburn and Tennessee on the road, I don't really fault him. That's top 5 teams in the country right there. The LSU game, they played decent. They ended up getting away from them at the end. But like Andy said, I just feel like this is South Carolina at an all-time high price. I would agree with you, Sauce, that this line could be a little bit higher with the way that they've been playing. But I also feel like they still got to continue to show me a little bit. So I just think that this is a game that Mississippi needs a lot more. Not to mention the fact that Mississippi has Kentucky on deck, which I guess some people might think that that's a letdown, but Kentucky has Gonzaga before that. So it's just a lot of moving parts there. So I like I said, I like the 4.5. I would actually probably take the 3.5 too, because that line movement and with all the money on the other side tells me the book's probably like my side as well.
Yeah, no question. The line movement is pointing towards an Ole Miss play, without a doubt. And there's a lot of people that turn a profit just blindly playing the weird line movements and the ugly lines. Like there's a method to that. But personally, I'm not there. Scoop.
Yeah, sorry, my house got raided apparently there. That was scary.
Yeah. You were freaking out the viewers.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I said it before. I won the most money on the Gamecocks this season. Plus, they won 5 straight, including against Kentucky, Tennessee. I feel like they're finally getting respected. Plus, Ole Miss had the worst second half I've ever seen when they played Auburn. It was depressing to watch because I had Ole Miss. They gave up 56 points in a half, which they've had a subpar defense for the year. Plus, Ole Miss has just been getting lucky. They're better than their record right now. I feel like Carolina's just a great all-around team. They're going to spread the ball around, look for the right look, and with Ole Miss, they're going to have that open look. I think Ole Miss is just showing too much inconsistency. So, give me Carolina. I'm going to keep riding the cock train.
Someone, Antonio Estevez says, "Toast, be a man, and take Ole Miss money line with me."
Also, one other person in the comments, Marquez Cruz. Yeah, that curse is fucking real, and it sucks. You're 100% right.
What curse?
Next game, Nemhard. It don't matter.
You're talking about Gonzaga. We're not talking about Gonzaga right now.
That's why I said never mind.
This is a Gonzaga-free zone. And before we move on, SportsCenter coming in early with his hammerlock. He likes VCU. Whatever that line. Are they laying or getting?
Should be -3.5.
-3.5. VCU, SportsCenter looking to bounce back after taking an L yesterday. VCU -3.5. Next game. Where is my graphics for the next game? That's not going to work. 1 sec. Did I accidentally put it to the NBA? Yes, I did. And here it is.
I also had that drop.
This is my first time doing the back-to-back lives, so bear with me on the graphics. But I think I got it. I think we're in a spot where we could do this. Now, let me by the way, the poll all over South Carolina. So this line movement stinks. 75% to 16%. Everyone's betting South Carolina here. It's definitely super square. So just know that if Ole Miss wins, the sportsbooks are going to clean up. Just know that when you're placing your bet. Now, you see how it works with the college basketball is these three guys are in a group chat, and they tell me what games they want to talk about. This is not one of the games they gave me. I added this in on them because I'm kind of trying to pick their brain. After the loss to Kansas, this is a bounce-back hammer spot for Houston, right? They just beat the shit out of a bad Oklahoma State. Just make it.
Yeah.
Those were my thoughts, and I wanted to see if you guys agreed with me there.
Yeah, I put it on VIP last night.
Oh, you're on Houston? Okay.
Yeah. First and foremost, yeah, you can take all the bounce back spots, all that bullshit, and you can throw it in there because it does matter a little bit. But the fact of the matter is Oklahoma State's terrible. Now they lost Bryce Thompson, and who's going to be out for the year. And now that Wright kid who's tiny, I mean, Houston's going to put these guys in a fucking blender. I don't know how Oklahoma State scores tonight. So I understand how public Houston is. I really don't care. Like I said, I got it at 19.5. It's at 20.5 now. They should win by 25 plus. I don't really say that a lot, but Oklahoma State is that.
You don't like the bounce back?
You
don't like the bounce back spots? I feel like that comes
No, you can throw that in there, but I think you can throw that out for me. With no Bryce Thompson, this Oklahoma State team is absolutely dead in the water.
They were pretty terrible with him.
Exactly. Well, I know, but you take out their worst player, they're even that much worse.
Scoop, are you agreement here?
Yeah, what a spread going on here. Houston's just a way better team. They're especially a home team. When they're home, they're 12 and 0.
Sharp take from Scoop there. Houston's a way better team.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe I would go money line personally. They're winning games against Kansas State by 22, UCF by 15, Texas Tech by 23, all at home. And all three of those teams are way better than Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State plays here, then Oklahoma, BYU. They're in for a rough 3 games. And even with how slow Houston plays, the defense is going to shut them down, kind of like the Virginia-Miami game from yesterday. Javon Small's the only person averaging double digits on Oklahoma State. They're going to be absolutely shut down by Houston. I think this is going to be like a 25 to 30 point win.
I agree. That's why I put it on here because I kind of figured. Andy, you don't have the stones to take a shot with Oklahoma State, do you?
No, I've been saying it for weeks. I kind of feel bad for Oklahoma State at this point because last week they got Kansas off a loss to I think whoever they lost to, they were 4-3 coming into that game, and that was like that was a great spot for Kansas to bounce back. Blew them out, and it's the exact same spot now for Houston coming off
the colors too.
Coming off a spot where Houston thought they were going to get a big road win. Instead, they got blown out. Now they're just going to take it out on the little guy here. This is going to be
This is going to be a bullying.
This could be like Virginia Miami last night, but they won't stop scoring at 60. It'll be like 80 to 39. Like it'll be ugly.
49% clicked Houston -20.5. 28% clicked pass. So 22% Oklahoma State next.
When it gets that high, when it gets that high, people just kind of ignore the.
I was gonna say, if you don't want to do the full game, Houston is a very good first half team too. They're probably going to be 12.5 in the first half, but it's still probably decent.
Let's bring Scoop up first. Scoop's a Big Ten guy. We got Indiana on the road at Ohio State, and to be honest, haven't even looked at this game. Don't even know. So I'm listening to what you guys say, and then I'm making a decision based on that. What do you got to move?
I mean, Indiana losing to Penn State at home was gross. They started 4-2 in the Big Ten, and now they're 1-4 since. Ohio State also sucks. They're 3-8 in the Big Ten. It's an ugly game. It's kind of the bottom dwellers of the Big Ten right now. Indiana lost 4 straight road games, and each of their 5, and actually each of their 5 games were like they lost by more than 8 points. Neither of these teams play defense. Ohio State, but the problem is Ohio State can't defend a 3 worth a damn. They ranked 306 3-point percentage on defense.
Can Indiana even hit threes though?
I
bet
bet
Indiana
threes
they
really well,
hit 1 3.
But they don't hit threes really well. But they can shoot the 2 really well. They're actually shooting 53% of its shots, and Ohio State's defense is terrible as it is. Plus, they rank. They're just both these teams suck. I just want to let you guys know that this game is not going to be good. The only reason I'm going to bet Indiana is because they've been a little better than Ohio State offensively, and I just like them to close it out here.
Toast.
But I wouldn't. That's definitely a lean. I'm not betting this at all. So.
Toast is shaking his head at the pick.
No, I'm shaking my head that Ohio State is -6.
Oh, so you agree with Scoop's side?
Do with this? I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know how anybody lays 6 with Ohio State, but the only reason I didn't bet it is because it makes me feel like it's too easy to take 6 with Indiana. I mean, Indiana, like Scoop said, they're not going to shoot the 3 ball well, but even if they did, Ohio State number 294 in the country defending the 3 ball, so it doesn't really matter. The only thing that bothers me with Indiana is they're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the country. Ohio State's one of the best. But yeah, Ohio State is just playing bad. They can't get out of each other's way. Indiana's huge, like 5th in height. Ohio State's like pretty small compared to those guys. So I lean Indiana as well. Ohio State shouldn't be laying.
Is Ware playing? Ware's playing, right?
He should be, yeah. But I mean, he played the other night against Penn State too, and he put 25 points in and they lost. So who cares? To Penn State. So.
All right, Andy, would you lean in Indiana as well?
No, I'm leaning Ohio State. I don't like the
Toast
game.
goes, I don't see how anyone can lay 5.5, 6 points with Ohio State. Andy, I'm gonna lay the points with Ohio
You bet
State.
that, Andy? You put your money on that?
I think it's just a lean. I really don't. Okay. I just think Indiana's dead right now. I mean, it's tough to lose a home game to Penn State and then go on the road to Ohio State, who's a legit. I mean, like, if this was on the road, I'm 100% on Indiana because Ohio State, like we've said, terrible road team. They're fine at home. Like, they'll win the game at home. So I'd side them just because I think Indiana's. I mean, I think they're in a very bad spot right now. So I think they're coming in with no momentum. Ohio State knows they're at home, so it's a better spot for them. So yeah, I side Ohio State here.
I felt like Toast and Scoop made stronger arguments. I'm going that way. It doesn't sound like any of the 4 of us are betting this game, though.
No, I'm not.
And just to make it even more confusing, our poll is dead split, 34% on each. So thanks for tuning in. We gave you absolutely no lean there. Always the best info here.
Close to pass too. It was almost even.
Yeah, it was 4 passes and the poll was even. We gave you literally nothing. Nothing to help you make a decision there. You're welcome, guys. So anyway, Clemson at North Carolina, and if you saw, I don't know if you watched the video I put up last night, Toast, but I got some CLV. Clemson.
Put it on your website at 8-2. We got CLV together.
Oh,
baby.
nice. So I'd still take Clemson at 6.5.
I hate those side charts though.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And I think it's what you were just saying. It's another one of those where everyone's just betting North Carolina, fading North Carolina in kind of like a hangover spot, right?
Yeah.
So you got Clemson at 8, you said?
Yeah, I did. I took Clemson at 8. I just think that they are going to be able. It's all going to be a matter of how they can hit their 3 balls. If they can hit their 3 balls, they should be all right. But I do think it's a little bit of a letdown spot for North Carolina coming off of that Duke game. And this is like a game that Clemson really has to have. I mean, so yeah, I took it at 8, at 6.5. It makes me feel better, but a lot of them on there, it doesn't make me feel a lot better.
Does the Clemson's last game was that ugly one against Virginia, right? Was that the last one, or was that 2 games ago? The line was 4.5.
They lost to Virginia.
That was their
it
last
them and
game, right?
Louisville.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Duke right before that. Yeah.
Yeah, so their last game was that ugly game against Virginia. So that's always a nice spot in any sport. You got one team coming off an ugly loss and the other team coming off a great emotional rivalry win. So, yeah. But let's bring up Andy next, see what Andy thinks about this.
Yeah, last night was like the first. It's very rare that we'll do a video and I'll be listening to it and I'll be like, wow, he went with that team there. This was the one. I'm on UNC. I get the letdown spot part, and I agree it is in theory a letdown spot, but I think they had such a bad game before they played Duke, losing to Georgia Tech. They've shifted their momentum back to where it needs to be. So I think UNC's fine in terms of momentum. And then it's just who's the better team. And I think UNC is going to stuff them on the offense. Their defense is just so good that I don't think Clemson will be able to do much. And obviously, Clemson's defense isn't great. So,
yeah, but Clemson,
so it's not.
According to your notes, Clemson's defense, the weakness is defending the 3 ball, and I almost said the 49ers. And UNC has no outside shooting.
Yeah, but I think for my side is I think they're going to be able to do very little on offense because UNC's defense is insane. I think it's one of the best in the nation. I think UNC will do just enough on offense to make it like a 8 to 10 point win. I like that the line went down. That made me feel more confident because at 8 I was like, it's kind of a toss up. I think it's really solid for UNC now.
Okay, Scoop.
Yeah, Toast, you took Clemson at 8. I got North Carolina minus 6.5, so let's have a 7-point game. I really don't see a letdown spot here for UNC. Clemson, only won 4 of their last 10. They also lost to UNC last month by 10. It helped that Clemson shot 5% from 3, which is awesome. I'm just not expecting Clemson to go into Chapel Hill and keep it close. RJ Davis is going to have a bounce back game from Duke. He had a little off game.
He showed up in the second half a little bit, but he had a really bad
he was
first
still 5 for 19. Jeremy Roach and Proctor played great defense on him. So, but North Carolina, they limit their opponents to 26% from 3, which is Clemson's strength. And their best defensive mark in the league in the ACC from a 3-point range. Plus their top offensive rebounding in conference play at 35%. I know Clemson's 5-0 as an underdog this season, but I don't see it continuing here. Plus, you're saying like Duke was 4.5 points, getting to 4.5 points. So Clemson is only 2 points worse than Duke.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that.
No, come on with that. Clemson's only 2 points worse. That's not how sports work.
Not happening.
To be fair, Duke only
Clemson's
beat them
losing
by
10.
Yeah, and Duke only beat Clemson by 1. So
by a point. So
if you want to play that stupid little logic. 53%, 38%. So community leaning towards North Carolina there. Next.
But they didn't. One thing I will say too, really, is that Clemson doesn't turn the ball over, and they can rebound with North Carolina. So all those rebounding and second chance opportunities that North Carolina is used to, they shouldn't have tonight. So it should be a little bit closer game than expected.
Next is Iowa State, Texas. All right, I got Andy queued up first here. This is a cool little game. You guys know where I'm going. I trust in this Iowa State program. I bet them almost blindly, and it's been good to me. They're 14-7 against the spread. There's just something to be said when you bring in just a culture-changing coach like Matt Campbell, and the whole athletic department is seeing the upside from it. So give me Iowa State +2. I think they win on the road.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think they won on the road. Again, Matt Campbell's not my reason, but I think a lot of people make a big deal out of Big 12 home teams. I know Toast likes it. I know people on Twitter like it.
I don't like it. I don't bet it. I get fucked every time.
Kansas State was a good example last night, right? They won the game outright, but I think Iowa State's the better team. I'm not 100% sold on Texas. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they've played much better as Big 12 play has gone on, right? But I think you're getting the better team at +2 here. I really don't have much to say about it. I just think they're the better team, plain and simple. A. Smith can make any game go to Texas's way, but I think Iowa State wins.
A good pick. Hey, Andy, that's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Thank you.
Someone said I get butthurt when someone disagrees with my pick. So, Andy, that's a really good pick.
Great pick, man.
Scoop.
Yeah, horns down. I'm allowed to do that, right? Without getting canceled or something.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't really know the rules.
Yeah. No, I just see Iowa State locking down Texas here. They seem to be clicking right now. They should have won that Baylor game. That buzzer beater almost went in. It was close, but Baylor's a better team than better offensive team than Texas is. They haven't lost back-to-back games since November. Iowa State. Before that, Baylor lost. They went against TCU, Kansas State, Kansas. I just Tamara Limpsey is a great guard who has solid perimeter defense. Kashawn Gilbert should pace the team on offense. They have allowed opponents to score 70 or more points in 7 of their last 9 games. I just think Iowa State's going to be aggressive. Texas is 4-9 against the spread at home. They're not a great home team. Give me Iowa State. I'm going to choose the defense over the offense here.
Are we sweeping, Toast?
No, Texas money line for me.
That's gross.
This is a bad pick, and I'm really butthurt about it.
He's not happy about it.
Why did you make the Texas graphic -2.5?
I'm just saying that. I don't know why it did that. I put 2.
Andy's robbing you of a half point here.
Well, I played money line. It's 2.5 points. I just think that I was maybe a little bit wrong about this Texas team. If you take a look at their last 5 games, they've lost 2 games to BYU and Houston, 1 at the road and then Houston at home in overtime. I understand that they didn't look good early against Texas Tech and West Virginia and stuff, but I do think that they're playing much better. And I'm just not sold on Iowa State yet. I know that they've looked really good at times, but this is going to be a second road game in 3 days. That Baylor game had to take a lot out of them. Keep in mind they played Kansas.
That Baylor game was light work. That was light work.
Yeah, a light work loss. So
yeah, but they covered. Well, actually, they pushed, didn't they?
So I don't know.
I think they covered. It was 4.5.
Yeah, they covered. They covered.
Yeah. So I do think this is going to be a close game. And one of the things that's my bread and butter is the free throw percentage. Iowa State, 66% free throw percentage. That's worst in the conference. Texas, 73%. That's good for top 4. Also, Texas, huge experience. Like you said, with Ace missing stuff. I think they get the job done tonight.
15. Community agrees with us and disagrees with Toast. 58%. 58%. 31%.
Plus, Texas lost to West Virginia. Don't forget. They lost to West
I literally
Virginia.
just said that 10 seconds ago. I can turn up your volume.
No, I'm just saying. Remember, I said a team lost to West Virginia last time.
All right, we're bringing
Everybody
up this
lost
game.
West Virginia.
This was a Scoop request. He requested we talk about this game. It's Dayton at St. Joe's. Line is at 1.5. No, I think it's at 2 now. I think this line is at 2 now. Dayton -2. St. Joseph's +2. Pass. All right, Scoop. You requested this game. Enlighten us.
Listen, I go to the A10 tournament every year. I love it. I'm proud. We're finally showing Atlantic 10 some love.
Prove it and give us a winner.
Dayton's been rolling in the A10. Their only loss was to Richmond last week. But in my opinion, they're running into St. Joe's at the wrong time. Eric Reynolds and Rasheer Fleming's been on a roll of scoring, and even though they're struggling a bit defensively, St. Joe's is outscoring their opponents. They're solid on the offensive glass. Dayton struggles on the road. They're giving up the ball way too much. Pretty much St. John's defense at home, they're giving up only 63 points per game. They're 12-2 at home. Beat Nova, beat Princeton, Princeton's an awesome team, by the way, this year. They beat Iona. They also played Kentucky to an 8-point loss. Dayton barely held on against SMU. They're not a good team on the road. They lost to Northwestern. They lost to Richmond away. Again, they had that SMU win by 2 points. They should be 2-3 away. And yeah, I like St. Joe's here in their offense, and I like their defense to shut down Dayton this game.
I'm impressed. Actually, that was a really good sales pitch, and I'm sold. I'm tailing. Give me St. Joe's +1.5. Tail and Scoop. Andy, did you take a look at this game?
I mean, I didn't get great into it, but I think I'd side Dayton. I think a lot of people have been talking about St. Joe's, and obviously.
So you're calling Scoop a square?
I'm not. Well, I'm looking at the pie charts too, and I'm looking. I was scrolling through Twitter.
No,
Everyone's
it's cool. You're
on
calling him a
St. Joe's,
square.
so
It's fine.
I'll go with Dayton, who I think I've heard a lot of people say this is a team that could make a run to the Sweet 16, Elite 8. This is just solely of other people's opinions at this point. I just think Dayton's a really good team. I did watch them the other day against St. Bonaventure. They showed a lot of character at the end of that game. They looked like they were going to lose. They were down like 6 with 4 minutes to go. They wound up winning the game by 6, or by 5. So I like Dayton. I watched them a lot earlier in the year. Haven't watched much A10 basketball this year. Doesn't get really great until the A10 tournament. I agree that is a great tournament, but
Yeah.
I watched them a lot early in the year. I think they beat, I want to say it was St. John's earlier in the year. So good, really good Dayton team. That's the reason I'll give you.
Toast.
Yeah, I would side with St. Joe's as well. I agree with Andy. I see it a lot, and
So
the pie
there's a
chart
lot of
kinda
people
scares
on St. Joe's today.
So it does scare me, but like Scoop said, this team has proven that they can play. They upset Villanova. They took Kentucky to overtime. Dayton's perimeter defense is a little bit shaky. The shot quality model says they should be regressing, and that's going to be bad when you're seeing a St. Joe's team that's 5th in the country in three-point percentage as far as shot quality goes. So, yeah, I know a lot of people that I respect thinking that they're going to beat Dayton tonight, so I would be on St. Joe's as well. It does kind of scare me. I agree with Andy on that point, though.
Well, our poll's on Dayton. So, I mean, I know the pie charts indicate that St. Joe's is a public dog, but 48% of our viewers said Dayton. Just 36% said they would take the points with St. Joe's, and only 14% pass. So, Scoop, it looks like a lot of people are betting this game.
Oh, yeah. Atlantic 10.
Good pick. Good pick. When you said it, I was like, really? This is what we're going to talk about? But it came through. People wanted to bet that game. I know that there's a market for mid-majors basketball, too. It's just hard to choose which games to talk about because we can't go through 70.
Well, the only reason I chose that one, too, is because Dayton's actually ranked, so that helps.
Yeah, of course. BYU plus 1.5, Oklahoma minus 1.5. Now, I'm actually want to bring Toast up first because he was literally just talking about this game in the Discord about 20 minutes ago. So, Toast, you had mentioned that Oklahoma. What did you say? You were like Oklahoma 4-10 against the spread or something? What was it?
Oh, I just said that Oklahoma has lost 3 of their last 4, but on the model points out does expected scores and stuff, and they should have been 3-1 their last 3 games or their last 4. So a lot of positive regression coming the way of the Sooners. Another thing with BYU, Khalifa wasn't pictured. I was watching warmups and stuff this morning. He wasn't out there tonight, so if there's no Khalifa, that's another bad thing for BYU as well. But yeah, I just think that this is a nice little bounce back spot for Oklahoma. So I took Oklahoma on the money line at home.
Yeah, to be honest, I gave out BYU on YouTube last night, but the line movement, and then I talked to a couple people that like Oklahoma. I'm not going to switch because I know some people watch the video may have already placed their bet. So I'll put BYU up for me because that's what I was on, but I don't really like it. This would be BYU or pass, I guess, at this point. I kind of like what Toast was saying in the Discord, or someone else. He was talking to someone else, and they both made strong points for Oklahoma.
I think he was talking to me, actually.
No, it was somebody I respect.
Oh. That's good. Shit.
Yikes.
All right, Scoop, you're on Oklahoma as well?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I learned my lesson with Oklahoma. I think Toast on a show a month ago said Oklahoma's overrated. I'm seeing the light now. They can't score. McCollum's is I would say above average, but their second leading scorer is Owe, and he had 5 points per game the last 2. Like he said, Wiz Khalifa's out. But on the other side, BYU has a team that can put up points. Robinson, Nell, Spencer Johnson, Noah Waterman. They don't have a superstar, but they have a bunch of scorers on their team. They have a team that spreads the ball around, finds open look. BYU shoots the second most threes in the league, but they're also going down. Like I said, Sooners had a rough patch. They were 4-8 against the spread their last 12, and I know BYU hasn't been great against the spread, but yeah, I'm gonna ride the back-to-back wins over Texas and West Virginia. Yeah, rest in peace, Toby.
Did they actually beat West Virginia? Did they actually beat West Virginia?
Yeah. They're gonna be sad.
Do you see
They're
West
gonna be
Virginia
sad about Toby Keith? They're gonna be sad. They're gonna be sad that he died.
That's who it was.
Yeah,
I was trying to
Toby
think of that
Heath.
guy's name, but I couldn't remember his name.
Scoop, do you see West Virginia in the room with us right now? Is this all a figment of your imagination?
I don't know what's a worse way to make a pick. A guy playing against a California basketball team or because Toby Keith died, we're picking against.
was
I don't
terrible.
know. I don't. No,
And Toby Keith was a Sooner, right?
Is that why? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm on BYU as well. I think the 3-point shots are going to hit today. I know they haven't been, but I think they are. Oklahoma, overrated. Good way to put it. I will say they got a lot of love early in the season. As Big 12 play got into Big 12 play more, the offense is kind of just faded. So Yeah, I'll stick with BYU. I know I did the video a lot last night, so that was a lot of what I felt about it. I think the 3-point shot's gonna fall. So.
All right.
Screenshot it, boys. 2 in a row. 3 on 1.
Communities on BYU as well, 52% to 30%. So communities leaning BYU pretty heavy, which means the line movement is a little bit scary. Yeah, but always to take that data with a grain of salt. You never know where they're getting that stuff. All right, so next game. So this is another one I sprung on you guys. I was seeing that we don't even have to talk about it if you don't want. Butler, UConn, do you guys have any interest?
No, I actually really want to talk about this.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's bring Scoop up to the forefront then.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I'm going to fade UConn, which is kind of ironic since they're my favorite team to root for, other than Rutgers. But I'm gonna do it again. I think unless you're playing DePaul or Georgetown as a home team, this number shouldn't be this high. Shot quality, has UConn better than they should be right now. Other way around. UConn's better than what the shot quality says. I'm not taking away anything from UConn. They're obviously still the best team in the country, but 15 points is a lot for a Big East game. I don't see Butler shooting 59% like they did against Creighton from 3, but they definitely still have a solid offense. They're 30th in offensive efficiency. Caravan sitting out would help. I don't know if they ruled them out again. I think that was still questionable. But UConn didn't cover 21 against Georgetown. They didn't cover 13 against Providence, 4 against Nova. It's hard covering 15. Butler did win their last 4. I get 2 of them were against DePaul and Georgetown, like I mentioned. But yeah, I like them going toe-to-toe offensively, so I see them covering here.
I agree. I'm down. That's why I put it on. I was like, if I could get a strong angle from one of these guys on Butler, I'll do it. So let's do it. I'm down to take the points with Butler as well. Toast, you have any interest in this one?
I'm not going to bet it, but I would lean Butler as well. Like Scoop said, they have been playing well. Again, losing on the road to Xavier in that spot, even going back before those DePaul and Georgetown games, I don't think is that bad. Seton Hall is a really good game, and then they beat Marquette as well. And then keep in mind, they played this UConn team earlier in January, and they only lost by 7. It was at home, but that was before they had a 2-game losing streak going into that either. They lost to 16 before. They lost 16. What was it? 80-70 or 86-70 to St. John's, and then they only lost to 7 by UConn. I think they can stay in this game. Butler's played a very strong schedule as well, top 20 in the country, so they've been tested at all points in their schedule. So they match up pretty well with them. I think they can do it. And both teams really slow. UConn really slow average possession length. Butler doesn't like to push it either, so 15 really feels more like 20 to me.
Got it. Andy?
I bet against Butler on Friday. Failed. I did bet UConn on Saturday, and they did help me a lot. I think coming off that St. John's game, there will be a little bit of a kind of a letdown. That was just so much much energy in that building and everything. So I would side Butler as well. I do think UConn. Honestly, I think UConn's a far better team, and probably had they played like DePaul on Saturday in like a nothing game, they probably come in here and crush Butler. But I mean, they're coming off a game where the winning at MSG against St. John's. There was so much emotion in that, so I think they come in and they let down a little bit.
And then just to add to Andy's point, you have Butler, Georgetown, DePaul. Like, this is the sleepiest part of UConn's schedule they possibly have, because then after that, it ramps up Marquette, Creighton, Nova, Hall, Marquette, Providence. So this next week is where they should be like trying to get healthy and
my guess is Caravan probably won't play tonight or
no
Saturday
way.
Because if he could just wait out until those big games, then they'll probably be okay.
So 4 Butlers across the board. Community even voted for Butler, 41%, 37%, so it's close. A lot of action on Butler here. Texas Tech at Baylor. I'm sticking with my pick that I gave on YouTube last night. I'm sticking with the Red Raiders here on the road. I've done pretty well betting Texas Tech games. I took them a couple times and it hit. I can't remember which game I faded them, and then I faded them in the TCU game, I think, and I got that. So I've done pretty well betting Texas Tech games. I'd take them here. As I said, it really comes down, based on the notes that we were going with last night, really comes down to whether or not you think the outside shots are going to fall for Texas Tech. If they are, they should be a live dog. If they're not, Baylor's going to cover. So I like Texas Tech. I'm putting my money on the 3 ball here. Scoop?
Yeah, I'm actually my man Pop Isaacs isn't gonna let me down again. You know how much I love him. Not what he does off the court, like we said last time, but he had an awful game last time out. I mean, he shot 5 for 19, but still at 22 because of the free throws. But I like a bounce back spot here. Baylor has kind of a subpar perimeter defense. Williams and Isaac should pace the team, open up opportunities for everyone. Obviously, Baylor has one of the best offenses. Everyone knows that, but I see it kind of going a back and forth game. Both of these teams have subpar defenses. They both have great offenses. Texas Tech's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. That'll help because Baylor fouls a lot. I think they're 200th in fouls committed. Plus, Baylor's only covered 2 of the last 5. I don't love it, but I'm gonna pick Texas Tech.
Living Good is in the comments. He's saying Baylor in a blowout. Toast, do you agree with your boy Living Good?
I didn't lay it with. If you're taking points, I would take it with Texas. I did a money line parlay. I'm sorry, Sauce, I forgot to send it to you. I did Baylor, Utah State. I do think Baylor wins this game though. Here's the thing. I do think that Texas Tech is a lot better than people think they are.
What are the odds on that parlay?
Plus 102 on FanDuel. Very good efficiency wise, 3-point shooting wise, free throw shooting wise, like everything that Texas Tech does offensively has been really good. It's just defensively what bothers me with Texas Tech. Efficiency wise, last in Big 12. They don't force turnovers. They don't rebound the ball very well, and they give up threes at a huge rate. And that's really bad when you're facing a Baylor team that shoots it at over 41, almost 42% as a team. Baylor's a much bigger team than them, 38th in height against a 262 at Texas Tech. So I think Baylor wins the game. I don't know about a blowout or anything like that. 6 points against this Texas Tech team's a lot, but I do think that Baylor wins the game.
Andy?
I like everything he just said. I do think they win the game. I think it'll be by like 3 or 4, but I think the look ahead spot here is huge. Baylor has Kansas on Saturday. That's like the game I think they circle on their schedule every year. Obviously, going to Kansas, that would be a huge win for them. So I think that plays into that. I think they win this one very close. So points-wise, I'd side with Texas Tech, but I do think Baylor will win the game.
Jay Briggs is in the chat. He'll be on the show in 23 minutes, which reminds me you probably should speed up a little bit.
Isaacs, 18.5 points over. Bet it. 44%
to 41% towards Baylor. Baylor wins the poll.
Isaacs over 4.5 turnovers,
but over 18.5 points.
Sure you can get
probably will also hit. All right, final game: Michigan State at Minnesota. This is down to 3, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
So obviously some sharp action coming in on Minnesota. You got Andy? You making a move here?
Yeah, Michigan State heavy. I'm all in on Michigan State now.
You said.
I know the other day, obviously they're not. It's not like they're winning big games. Like they're not playing great teams. Like Maryland's not a great team. Michigan obviously isn't a great team. But they're starting to get to the point where they're playing like they want to play. Now, once they get to bigger competition, I think they'll be ready for it. This is another one like the Maryland game. Like this isn't a great team. Minnesota's good, not great. I think Michigan State wins this one by like 10. I think they're more talented. They're starting to get into the spot. I thought they were going to win the national championship. I said that earlier in the year. So I think they're starting to get to the spot where they can at least be a team that makes a run in the tournament. They're playing their best basketball, and it's going to carry them to the Big Ten tournament. I think it continues tonight.
Scoop?
Yeah, I don't want your points. Minnesota money line.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the against the spread champions, 18-3.
So Andy says I'm all in on Michigan State, and then you take.
I'm
the
all
money
in.
I'm not all in. I just like them on the money line. Spartans are 1-4 on the road. Tom Izzo sucks.
This sounds biased. This sounds emotional.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit
Show-
biased.
show-
I don't like Michigan State.
Show us on the doll where Tom Izzo touched you.
Listen, Minnesota has the best against the spread record all year. 18-3 is wild. Yeah, they're going to beat Michigan State. Sparty down. No way.
All right, Sparty down. Is that even a thing?
I don't even think
It is now,
That's
baby.
not a thing.
Sparty down.
Toast. Who do you side with of these two jamokes?
I agree with everything Andy said. I can't really get past
the reasonable, logical one. Yes.
What about Tom Izzo sucking? That's a good
I don't know what the doll in the situation, Scoop. I don't want to know about the sucking and the doll and all that stuff. Like, you're good with that. That's all you, buddy. But I do think Minnesota played over their heads a little bit to start the year, and they started pretty well in conference play. But if you've seen when they've stepped up in competition, Iowa, Michigan State, Wisconsin, they've really struggled against those teams. I understand that they play Wisconsin tight, but that was at home for them. So I agree with what Andy said. I think Michigan State starting to roll and find their way. This is what Tom Izzo does almost every year. We're about to get into February and March. This is kind of just what the whole song and dance is with Sparty. So I didn't bet it, but I do lean Sparty as well.
Sparty up, Michigan State. Andy said
Also,
I'm all
one
in
last
on
thing
Michigan
about
State, and
Sparty.
I'm with it.
Sparty's played the top 10 schedule of the country. So, again, one of those teams that's been tested at all point all year. Minnesota's in the hundreds as far as strength of schedule.
All right. If we're doing a community parlay, we need to.
They also beat Minnesota by 10 when Minnesota was playing well.
So, guys, because the NBA show's coming up, this community parlay needs to be rapid fire. So I'm giving like 8 seconds a poll. We're not going to use Houston. Indiana, Ohio State. Indiana won that. Clemson, North Carolina. Clemson won that poll. Oh, no, North Carolina did. It was close, though. Iowa State, Texas. Iowa State won it. All right, first leg of the community parlay. In fact, you know what we'll do? First and second make it. So we'll do 2 polls because there's only 8 games. I'm taking out the 2 with the huge line. So first and second place will make it, and then we'll do a second poll. First and second place make it of that one. Everyone loves the Gamecocks, man. South Carolina.
Okay. I got it.
You got it? All right, cool.
Yeah, cool.
We're doing money lines, right?
Yeah. So you could already put South Carolina in. They are destroying this poll.
Yep.
It looks like North Carolina might be second place, but we'll give it a few more seconds. Yeah, Helms 22. Yeah, NBA show starts in 19 minutes. It'll be me, Prop Beaver, and Jay. So it'll be me again, reloaded with better-looking people.
Wow.
Dude, I shaved it.
You can't say that when Prop Beaver's coming on.
I agree with that.
All right, come on.
Oh, come on.
It sounds right.
Prop Beaver was really upset.
I always
about
get like
the,
beard comments. Like my beard's like
I
fucking
know,
up.
me too. I shaved it.
The Spencer Dinwiddie play. Prop
I
Beaver
couldn't
was really
handle
upset
the
about
comments.
that. So
I can't wait to see him picking
yeah,
over.
people on the
because they're
internet are
playing-
brutal, man. So it's South Carolina
Like, they
money
really
line.
are.
Oh, both Carolinas. So
Okay.
this is looking like a Carolina parlay so far.
It's like Scoop, your point's great, but your beard, man, it's fucking awful.
But you're disgusting. But you are disgusting. So Dayton money line and then BYU Oklahoma. That was BYU.
Also, nobody wants to talk about it, but Boise State plays basketball tonight, boys. Just letting everybody
Damn,
know.
I can't remember who won the Texas Tech Baylor. Oh, Baylor. Baylor just scrolled up and
What
looked.
do you think about Kentucky tonight, Toast?
Team total over. I don't want to deal with that shit ass defense.
I think they're gonna. I just went up to 10 the line. I think they're gonna crush them.
All right,
Yeah,
first and
I
second
put
place
over-
finish out the
over 80.
community parlay.
That makes sense.
All right, it looks like wow, Dayton's going to be in the community parlay. Dayton,
Interesting.
even though Scoop made a valid point for St. Joseph's, the community. This is just a blatantly the community disrespecting Scoop.
The
It's-
community's been waiting for mid-majors. We've been reading, like, the comments have been coming in. They were just waiting for a mid-major to be on that poll.
Oh, well, then next
So
show
they got
we'll do
one.
some.
Well, I've been
well,
saying you guys just
they
got to
got
tell
one.
me which ones though.
Toast
I
is
can't
going
just
to
No,
be
I know, but
next.
most people don't want to.
no.
So
We
now
have
that
like
it's
some
kicking
sharp
up-
bettors that want.
Right, now that it's kicking up, people were down for it. So, yeah.
Well,
We're
conference
doing
tournament's
one
everyone's
tomorrow,
gonna watch
right?
them Anyway.
Yeah,
We're
we're
doing
doing
one tomorrow?
tomorrow and Thursday.
I'll throw a couple in tonight.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. And the community parlay is Dayton and Baylor. Dayton money line, Baylor money line.
And hold on, I just got to add Baylor because they all came in at the same time. Baylor,
All favorites.
bang, bang, 429.
429. All right, so the first community parlay, because we're going to do another one with Jay and Prop Beaver on the NBA show, but the first community parlay of the day, both Carolinas, South and North, Dayton and Baylor, all money lines plus 429. We had 500 people in there. Because we've never done the 3 p.m. before. And also we're still building the college basketball show. So we're definitely gonna keep doing this. Same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. NBA show at 4. If you're interested in the NBA, I'll see you in 16 minutes. Have a good night, guys.
51 days.